Hey, Church, Pastor Daniel here in the office again this week. Actually sitting over in the corner underneath some art that has spoken to me throughout the years. I've got three images that live on this wall. One that invites me to not allow the broken pieces of my life to be the only thing that I see. One that invites me to give my life wholly over to God. And the other that reminds me that our Creator sends down a note in the form of a paper airplane that says, "You're enough." I'm sitting over here in part because as I was reading this week in the book that we're working through in our Wednesday book study, Praying Like Monks, Living Like Fools, I was reminded of a message that I know I need to hear from time to time, and I assume you might too. Tyler Staton, who's the author of our book, says in a portion of the book in which he's inviting us to pray more fully, he says that prayer at its core is about helping us remember who God is, who we are, and who we are to each other. And in helping us remember who we are and who God is, he says this. He says the number one obstacle that the modern person faces when it comes to prayer is the inability to receive the love of God. We know that God is love. We buy it intellectually, but at a deeper level, somewhere in our emotions, in our bones, we just don't trust it. We know, but we don't know. Later on, about a chapter and a half later, he provides this incredible summary of the good news and bad news of the scriptures. He says this, here's a summary of the whole 66 book compilation if you want to save yourself some time. I've got good news and bad news. The good news is that you are loved. Loved right now without qualification or restriction. Loved unconditionally for who you are. Loved in a way that you can't lose. The bad news is that you find it very hard to believe that, and even harder to experience it. Your instinct is and will forever be to try to drum up your own lovableness to become lovable in some way that you can define and control, to try to become in your own eyes what you already are in God's. Church, I wonder, why is it that we know of a God who is love, but have so much of a hard time fully accepting, receiving, embracing, and trusting that love for us? Why is it that we so often try to justify why God might love us? Why do we try to earn a love that is so freely given? Why do we try to make ourselves believe that we might be lovable? When the truth is, the good news is that we are already loved in a way that we cannot lose. We are already loved in a way so profound and indescribable. We are already loved by God. And it's from that deep, grounding, abiding love that we're invited to love God back and to love our neighbor as ourselves.